Hey there everyone, it's Val, and welcome back to the end of the day tour for Tolkiencraft II, The Labors of Valentine. Season 3. Did I forget to say that? Yes, I did. So I thought I'd show you a few things today. Some of them are things I've discovered or been told about, and most of it is the work I've been doing on Akassi Velto, my base. Right, first, you're probably wondering what I have in my hand. It's not a brownie. It is, in fact, a roasted chestnut, which is conkers roasted in a furnace. So the things that I've been swearing about constantly ever since I started using the awakened item dislocator have a use. They can feed me. Now, unfortunately, I'm still collecting more of them than I can eat, but you know, at least they have a use, which is better than nothing. And you might notice that you can see my skin again. You don't see the armor, and you're probably thinking, hey, invisibility has been fixed. Unfortunately, no, that is not the case. I do believe that the appropriate information has been communicated to Brandon so that he can fix it if he so desires. The reason that it got broken in the first place is because you're using a custom renderer for your Draconic evolution armor, and it doesn't understand invisible. So we'll see if Brandon goes ahead and makes it so that it works again. But in the meantime, there is another mod that is in the pack that Greater Raider pointed me to that I didn't know about, and I talked about it once before. I think in the stream. I don't think I mentioned it in the end of the day tour because I didn't get it working, and part of it was user error. I looked in the options and I couldn't find the key that it was mapped to, but numpad 4, go ahead and hit that and you will see that you have a new set of slots here, and this is to put cosmetic armor in. Now you could put any piece of cosmetic armor in there that you want, and you could have the look of it, so you could run around in Draconic and look like you're wearing iron or gold or whatever it is that you floats your boat. Blood mage armor, anything, whatever it is you want. Or, like I have, you can make special cosmetic armor called skin armor, skin helmet, skin chestplate, skin leggings, and they're pretty easy to make. You just take the leather piece, so like the leather cap in my example here, and you surround it in the shape of in wheat, and you get the skin version, and it does, well, as you can see, as soon as I put it in, the helmet goes away. Put that in, that goes away. So this works. So yes, you can now see your skin if that's what you want, and well, we've been admiring the Draconic armor for long enough. It's time to see Val again. Right, so what else have I been working on? Well, I did a fair amount of... That's a rabbit. I did a fair amount of work off camera. And ta-da! The parapets! The parapets are done! And I think they came out pretty nice. I did change it up a little bit from my original design. I put the ornate frostbound blocks in there instead of the Merc Oak stairs. And I also put the wedge slope on all the edges, not just the higher ones. But I think it came out better than I hoped, to be quite honest. And today in stream, I worked on getting the rain collection system in place so that we don't have the water flooding down the spiral stairways and drowning whoever happens to be at the bottom level. So if you look, you can see that there's a grating underneath here. And basically on each section I have a grating at either end, and I'm just going to pop down inside and show you some of the gratings just so you can see that I've done this all the way around. So look, there's one there, and then if you go along a little further on the other side of the... Oh dear, I missed some things here. Let me just fix those holes. Obviously when I was putting in the second layer here I missed those. Right. Okay, so there's the second grate. And if you're wondering what I've used, these are all XP drains because they're the only ones that I found that lay flat. I did check into chisel trapdoors. I looked at... Did I look at chisel trapdoors? No, I looked at carpenter trapdoors and regular trapdoors, and I didn't like any of them. So even though it's a little bit more modern looking than I would have liked, if I could have had these laying flat, that's what I would have preferred to use. Although, come to think of it, you could get a foot caught in the circle there, so maybe that one wouldn't work. But that color, I would have preferred that color on the grating, but, well, we don't have that. So, that's what I've been working on today. Now, all that grating, right now it's going to flood the hallway instead, which, you know, obviously is not desirable either. So, I have a plan. So let's go here. This is where I've started. I still have a lot of work to do in all the grates. If I get the chance, I'm going to do it off camera. But otherwise, you'll see me working on this a bit more. So here, ooh, I might have to, yeah, okay, let's make a little tweak here. There. Sure, why not? Alrighty. So this, if you noticed when I broke it, there's a hollow tube here. And right up there, I'm not going to open it up because I just finished closing it up, is one of the drains. And it's actually draining down out. And yes, if there were water physics in Minecraft in terms of flowing down when it rained, these would actually function. Because this drain comes out down here. Once I get down here. And I put in some water, even though, you know, it won't always have water here. But you can see there's the grate, and that tube that I showed you up there comes right down there. And that's what I plan to do for quite a lot of the drains, where it makes sense for it to come out, and some of them will come out in the outside facade, so the water drains into the river. However, some of it is going to become the source water for the pond. And I think I mentioned that a long time ago that I had planned to do that, and now we're actually getting to the point where that is starting to become a reality. And in order to... Well, I don't know if you have thought about it very much, but the tops of walls... Birds sit up there. Birds go to the bathroom up there. And for all I know, the archers are taking tinkles in corners when they can't make it to the bathroom. So, we don't want all that draining down into our pond. That is disgusting and disease-ridden. I don't care how many magic potions you have, it is just not healthy. So that we don't have to have that particular issue, I have built... from two of the drains that happen to come down here and over here. The water is draining across from this one over to here, and the one from here is draining straight down. And as you can see, I left this open so you can have a look and see the tubes actually are, oops, coming down. I don't know if I can get to the right angle so you can see the grating, but it is there, I assure you. And you can see that extends down there. And if you go down here, you come to the water filtration system. Now, obviously in Minecraft, I can't make it identical to, you know, what it would be in real life, alas, but this is going to function the same way that filtration systems do in real life. Not just the ones that are man-made, but the ones that are made by nature. That's what a marsh is at the mouth of a river. It's a filtration system for all the water that comes down through the mountains, you know, through the plains, etc. And then once it gets to the ocean, it filters through these marshes and it becomes clean and safe to drink. And so what we've got here, this is a 3-high water tank for when the rain comes down. And then we have gravel. So you put the coarsest material on top because it catches the bigger particles. In the middle we have sand, which is, of course, well, it's smaller than the gravel, so it'll catch the finer particles. And to represent the finest layer, which would be finer than the sand here, I am using leaves. Now, in real life, you probably wouldn't want to have leaves there, but when you think about it, a marsh has plant life, and it works as a filter. So that's what the leaves are representing here. And leaves are going to extend out like so over here. And then the water is going to come down and go down this tube. And this tube, whoops, which I just missed, comes down here. And this is going to be the mouth of the waterfall that comes down and feeds the pond. So we'll have dirty, disgusting, bird crap laden water coming off of, every time it rains, coming off of the parapets, and by the time it gets filtered and is down here, it'll be sparkling clean, beautiful water you can bathe in without worrying about dying of some horrible disease. At least that's the plan. So, I think I have talked enough about filtration systems. You probably know more about filtration systems than you ever wanted to. And if you want to know more, I'm sure you can Google it on the internet and find out even more than I know. Because I know there's more, I just don't remember the details. But that is how they basically work. Which I think is pretty awesome, that nature basically developed, you know, for reasons of its own, or if you prefer, the good graces of God designed it. And I'm not saying that God didn't design it, I'm just saying that, without getting into a religious debate, that at which point nature and God meet, well, it's different people have different opinions. But I just wanted to point out, however it happened, it is an awesome, cool system, and there are so many fascinating things just like this that you can find in nature, and it's just so cool. Alright, well, I think that's enough enthusing over the fabulousness of the planet Earth. So, in any case, I hope you guys enjoyed this rather odd end of the day tour, and I hope to see you in the stream sometime. You all take care now. Bye!